reason to rejoice, you see. It's the best to say it joyfully. Everybody look up and feel the hope that we've been waiting on. Everybody's time. The sign of miracle is on. Freedom you see. And now I'm singing so joyfully. Just look around. Your tears have to check it out.
So I had to start this episode, welcome everyone, I had to start by dancing to The Wiz. The Wiz's Brand New Day. Because, woo, out of breath. I feel like that is what all of us are feeling right now. Well, let me not say all. Majority of us, a lot of us are feeling that we are in an era of a brand new day right now. And we are feeling a weight has lifted off of us and just excited because we have a new president-elect that is Joe Biden and a new vice president-elect that is Kamala Harris. Woo! Oh my God. Okay. I'm just so excited, you guys, and I honestly have to be honest and say that this victory, I'm going to keep my glasses off for a while because they're fogging up. This victory that we have experienced, us as Americans, I had hope and had faith that it was going to happen. But the Trump followers, with them, I was not sure that it was going to happen. I had hope and I had faith, but I was nervous. I was nervous about this entire election. I've been on edge. My stomach has been in knots. So it felt so good on Saturday morning to wake up to the glorious news that Joe Biden had secured 279 electoral college votes to Trump's 214, and that he is now our new president-elect. I mean, I can go on and on about what that felt like, but I know so many people already know. We saw it even just on the newscast with the different people in the streets cheering, dancing, and it was so funny because you would see everyone with their mask on. Everyone had their mask on, and they were in different places like Washington, D.C. They were in New York City, in Atlanta, in California, in L.A., like in West Hollywood and stuff, and everyone was just dancing and rejoicing because, my God, this is something that we definitely need and our country needs, and we need to be definitely moving on from what has been in office the past 4 years. I try not to go too much into it because my career is journalism, so I try to not talk too much on YouTube about what I'm feeling in regards to that person who's in office now, Trump. But it would be great to finally have hopefully less toxicity, less negativity, less division, and this is all hopes and prayers that this is what will come out of the Biden-Harris presidency, the Biden presidency with his running mate, my soror, because she's an AKA, Kamala Harris. So I'm just like, I'm so excited, y'all. And I am just, I'm hopeful. I'm so hopeful. this takes me, I'm just so proud of just my expectation being blown more than I could ever imagine. I will say it is still a little disheartening to see that the race was so close, because that does show you how many people really fed into what Trump has been pushing. And that shows to me even more the big, the deep racism ingrained in this country. I mean, we've always known it was there, but it just shows it even more. And to me, it also shows more than racism. It shows the inhumanity a lot of people have. Because that was one of the things that I personally felt came with the Trump administration, was a lack of humanity, a lack of compassion, a lack of empathy for your fellow man, and a lack of just caring, you know? So to see that the race was still so close, and that so many people still voted for him is disheartening. But I'm choosing, and to see that 55% of white women still voted for him, and it was actually up from 2016, is mind-boggling and baffling to me. But I'm choosing to focus on the greater good, and I'm choosing to focus on the fact that Biden, President-elect Biden, and Vice President-elect Harris will be the new leaders of our country. And I am choosing to stay in that mode. And I just want to, honestly, this brings me to Black excellence. I just want to give a shout out to the Black community. Like, y'all, we came through. We came through. And I know we always tend to come through. But this year I was unsure if a lot of Black people were going to turn out to vote, just because based on certain individuals who were, they were, what do you call it? They were basically saying that they were going for Trump. I can't remember the proper word for it right now. And then also I was just unsure too, because I was just hearing a lot of people who were saying that they weren't going to vote. Because they were saying that, you know, the Democrats have broken promises to the Black community, and voting doesn't help us anyway. It was just all these things I was just seeing in my timelines on social media, and I was just like, oh my God, like, what is happening? And so it was like freaking me out, and I was just like, oh my God, he's gonna get 4 more years, he's gonna get 4 more years. And I was just like still trying to believe in the greater good and humanity, and realizing that this person is very toxic and should not be in office, and is not what America should be, and that we need to be better. And I was still having faith and hope, but I was still also just like, oh my God, I don't know. Sorry, my hair is wet. So yeah, I'm just so proud of us, y'all. And Black women, we turned out 91%. 91% of the votes for Joe Biden. 91% of the vote. Well, no, I'm not 91% of the votes for Joe Biden, but I mean, we turned out 91% of Black women voted, is what I'm trying to say. So anyway, I'm just so proud of us. I think us stepping up in this time where we need to definitely step up, us just stepping up all this year, the way we have, us Black people, the way we always do. I'm just very proud of us, and we are the epitome of Black excellence each and every single day. So yeah, y'all, I'm excited. I'm riding this wave of happiness and feeling good about what has transpired. Oh, and shout out to all my Latino brothers and sisters, because y'all showed up too. You know, y'all are the reasons Arizona flipped. Like, Black people are the reasons that Georgia flipped from being red to blue. You guys are the reason for Arizona flipping, especially Latina women. I'm just in awe of us. All of us minorities, because we did the damn thing this election. We showed up and we showed out, and I'm so proud of us. We got to keep this going, y'all. You know, we got to keep it going. It does not stop here with an election. We have to keep, you know, doing the hard work, doing everything we need to do to make sure that we are creating America that is meant for us and our people. You know, an America that is going to treat us with the respect that we deserve, that is going to give us the equal opportunities that we deserve, you know, that we're going to go and take, you know. So we got to keep the work going, y'all. So let's get into these hot topics. Okay, so let's see what I got for y'all today. I think I got some good stuff. Let's see. Oh, okay. So I'm going to have to bring the mood down a little bit, just because I just want to acknowledge and say that I'm acknowledge that Alex Trebek has passed away. He died on Sunday. He died from pancreatic cancer. He's been battling it since he got diagnosed with it last year. And he got diagnosed at stage 4. But he's been holding on and fighting it. And he passed away on Sunday at the age of 80. And it's just, you know, it's so sad because, you know, Jeopardy is like, everyone knows Jeopardy. You know, everyone, I feel like, has grown up and I like seeing their grandparents or their parents watching Jeopardy. And then when you became an adult, you watched Jeopardy. And honestly, I was never a big Jeopardy person. But my grandma watched it. My grandma, my great granny Betty, she would watch Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy every single day. And so I remember being at her house, watching Jeopardy at her house after school, because we would go to her house after school and she would keep us until my mom got off of work and we would watch it with her, you know. And then I just kind of got away from it. But in the past, I want to say maybe 3 years, I started watching it again, you know. And it is really a great show. And it is a great show because of Alex Trebek. You know, he always seemed like such a great, nice, just a good human, like a really nice guy, you know. And so it's sad to see that he has passed away, but he leaves behind such an amazing legacy, such a great legacy. I read this article that said, you know, even though he's known for Jeopardy, the one thing that is most important for him to be known for is being a good dad and a good husband. Like, come on, you know. So I was just like, oh, he's just such a good guy. He's such a sweet soul. So my heart definitely goes out to his wife and his family. And I am definitely sending them so much love and sending up prayers for them. And I hope you guys will do the same. And I just want to say, rest in peace, Alex, and you will be missed. Okay, so this next story I'm going to get into is about this rapper, and I'm going to tell you guys his name. I've never heard of him, but I saw this article and it just kind of caught my eye, and it's on hotnewhiphop.com, and this rapper, his name is NLE Choppa, and he recently admitted in an interview that and I think the interview was with the Shade Room. Yes, the interview was with the Shade Room. He admitted that he dated a 46-year-old woman before. Now, I know a lot of you may be thinking, okay, you know, he likes older women. What's the big deal? Okay, it's not a big deal that she's an older woman. The big deal is that when he dated this older woman, she was 46 and he was 16. Which, that is not just dating an older woman. That is, to me, molestation. I don't know if the proper term is molestation because he is a teen, but what the hell does a 46-year-old woman want with a 16-year-old child? And I know he's a teenager, but he's still underage and way too young to be dealing with a grown person like this. So the thing that struck me about this is that, let me see if I can find the interview and then I can just play it. Okay, so I found the interview. I'm going to play it for you guys.
What's the oldest age you ever dated? What's the oldest like that? Even ever try to holler at you?
The oldest that I done had, like, it wasn't a relationship thing, but it was
just like an entanglement.
Why I was thinking this.
I mean,
this is before I done got on what I'm on now. But she was 46.
46?
Yeah.
How old were you?
16. She was bad though.
Bro, 30 years?
That's a lot of years, but look.
She could have paid for your college tuition at that point. Like, I always tell myself, if I was getting a cougar,
I could have been her son's son.
Nah, you could have been her son's son for sure. 46?
But nah, for sure. I don't want to show you no picture, but if I was to show a picture,
you
you'd be
like
22,
okay.
20.
That's how old she look?
Yeah, for sure. No surgery, no nothing. Just natural black beauty. Black don't crack.
Black do not crack.
I don't mess with women, females my age. Like, I'm 17, I'm finna be 18.
Go back, man. Like,
okay.
What's up?
So that was the interview. And as you heard, he's 17. And I know people like to say, okay, well, being a celebrity is different. You know, people grow up faster. It's a different world, a different environment. I get that. But where are the adults around him? Does he have anyone in his life that would step up and say, this is not normal? One, that someone who's 46 years old would want to date a 16-year-old. Two, it's very problematic. It's disgusting. And then three, you know, just show him the way. Like, I found that I had a problem that the biggest thing that they kind of like noticed, like no one said, dude, she's way too old for you. That is illegal and it's not right. It was more of, you old enough to be her son. I mean, she old enough to be your mama. Yeah, that's a problem. That's weird. That's creepy. That is a problem. That shows that this woman has an issue. And my question is, how many other teenagers has she dated? Like, something needs to be looked into. Like, this is crazy. Like, he's only 17 years old and he's laughing about it now. And I think when he gets older, he's going to look back at that and be like, that was a real problem, you know? And I find that this is an issue with a lot of teen boys. This is, they think it's cool that the older woman is into them and likes them. And they're looking at it as, strictly from they're trying to hit, mind frame. I wish we were teaching our boys better, though, to show them, like we teach our girls, that this is inappropriate. That if someone who is old enough to be your parent is trying to date you or sleep with you, that's a real problem. And you need to tell someone, or you need to get yourself out of this situation. This is a situation that is not cool. It is pedophilia, and I know he's not a little kid. So I don't even know if it's pedophilia that's the right term. I don't know the right term. There is a term for it, but it's wrong. And just like we will side-eye a man for doing this with a girl, we need to side-eye women and call their stuff out who are doing this with teenage boys. Like 46 and a teenager? Like, I know there's nothing wrong with an older woman dating a younger man, or an older man dating a younger woman, but like grown-ups, not teenagers. Like, that's the problem. And I just don't, that just really bothered me, because like him laughing the whole time and the other dude who's interviewing him laughing the whole time, and I'm just like, where is the person that's going to I hope someone took him to the side and said, this is not okay, right? this isn't cool, you know? So, I don't know. Am I being too old school? I don't think I am. I think it's wrong. I just think it's wrong. And that's not something I'm going to compromise on. It's a at the time, a 16-year-old kid with a 46-year-old woman. Like, does anybody else see anything wrong with that? Because I totally do. And it just hurt my heart that in looking at this interview, like, I can tell he didn't think anything was wrong with that. And I know there are a lot of teenage boys who, like I said, they're just looking at it from a place of, I want to hit, or it's cool that I'm with this it's cool that this older chick likes me. They're not looking at it as a place of, this older chick has got issues for the simple fact that she wants to be with a 16-year-old child. And I'm not saying that in a way of degrading him as a teenager, but it is what it is. He is a child. He is a minor. And she's a grown-tail woman knocking on 50. That's weird. Like, that is a problem. So, I mean, I was trying to find some other information about it. Like, if anything has come out since he said that. If, you know, any backlash or anything. And I can't find anything. So, all I can do right now is honestly just... my heart just goes out to, his name is NLE Choppa, and I just hope he is prepared and has the right people around him when he does realize what an issue and how jacked up this is. And I just pray that us as just grown-ups who have kids, I don't have kids, or who have kids in our life who are teens and stuff, or even younger, you know, that we're talking to the boys too, you know, not just the girls. We're talking to the boys too, of letting them know about, you know, inappropriateness, because this is very inappropriate. And this is just, I'm just like, it just makes me cringe, you know. Okay, so let's see what else I have. Okay. So I have some crazy news to tell you guys. I mean, the boxing fans are probably excited about this, but I don't know. So it turns out that Evander Holyfield wants to get back in the ring with Mike Tyson. Yeah. He wants to get back in the ring with Mike Tyson. So everybody who's a boxing fan, I'm not, but you know, I have to keep up with a little stuff because I live in Vegas and all the fights pretty much happen here. So Deontay Wilder, who is a heavyweight champion, I think he's the heavyweight champion right now. I'm not exactly sure, but I know he's a heavyweight champion. He is going to be, oh no, hold on. Okay, so all of it kind of, wait, not Deontay Wilder. Let me take it back. Quick. Okay, so it turns out, I'm sorry, I got the names. So Roy Jones Jr. and Mike Tyson are going to be fighting on November 28th. Okay, Roy Jones Jr. That name sounds super familiar, Roy Jones Jr., but I don't really know who he is. But obviously he's like a boxing, probably a champion or something. I don't know. And he is going to be fighting Mike Tyson on the 28th. And ever since this announcement came out that they're going to be fighting, Evander Holyfield has been in the gym and he's been training and stuff. And he's been saying that he wants to get back in the ring with Mike Tyson. Now, that's crazy because first of all, Evander, you already won a fight against Mike Tyson. You don't have anything to prove. And the fight that you won was crazy. Remember, you lost some of your ear because Mike wasn't in the best headspace then. And he bit off your ear. Like, hello? So, yeah, he's been saying this. Now, y'all need to know, Evander Holyfield is 58 years old. I'll say that again. Evander Holyfield is 58 years old. Why are we getting back in the ring? Like, I personally don't even understand why Mike Tyson, which, let me see if I can find Mike Tyson's age. I don't know Mike Tyson's age. Let me see. I'm going to Google it real quick. Mike Tyson is 54, y'all. Evander's 58 and Mike Tyson is 54. Now, I know age is nothing but a number, okay? And I do not believe that you have to act the age you are as far as like being like, okay, I'm 50 now, so I can't do anything. No, I don't believe that. But boxing is so brutal on your body. It is so hard on your body. And I don't understand why these two men who have nothing to prove. He is Iron Mike Tyson. This is Evander Holyfield who beat Mike Tyson. I don't understand why. And he was beating Mike Tyson before Mike Tyson bit his ear off. Like, he was literally beating him. So it's not even like he has to prove it like, oh, I only won that because he bit my ear and they called the fight off type thing. No, you were winning. You were winning, and he had an aggressive moment and didn't really know how to deal with his frustration, so he bit your ear. Like, hello? So I guess I'm just like, I'm so confused as to why he wants to get back in the ring. It is so brutal on your body. I don't even know why Mike, personally, I don't even know why Mike is fighting Roy Jones Jr. I know Roy Jones Jr. obviously is who is doing it right now in heavyweight champion boxing. He has to be, because only the best wants to fight the best, right? So even though I don't know much about him, he is obviously the best right now, right? I'm guessing. If I'm wrong, correct me in the comments, y'all, because I don't know nothing about boxing. But I just don't understand this. I think it's crazy. I think it's totally crazy. And I'm gonna read to you the article real quick of what Evander said. So, according to a source who spoke to TMZ Sports, Evander wants to fight Mike, and it's not even about the money. At all. It's not about that at all. He thinks Tyson is scared to get back in the ring with him. So, like, another thing too is, like, they don't even have beef. Like, after the whole ear biting thing, you know, after years, they ended up actually making amends and became friends. So I guess I'm just confused. Like, that's like putting Rocky and Apollo Creed back in the ring together. We never want to see that again. Like, once Rocky beat him at, you know, what, the second time or one time? I can't remember. I think Rocky only beat him one. I think Rocky beat him the first time. Then they became friends. And then they didn't fight again. Because then I think Apollo or Rocky fought Mr. T. But anyway, why though? I guess I just don't understand this, y'all. Like, why? Why, Evander? You don't have nothing to prove, sir. Why? Why, Mike? Why are you getting in the ring with Roy Jones Jr.? I don't understand it. Happy as long as they're not hurting anybody else. Just gotta let them be them and be happy. I think it's crazy. I don't understand it, but I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see what Mike says. So far, Mike has not taken the bait or jumped on anything about whether he wants to fight Evander again. I think it's probably too, because he's probably in this mind frame of just trying to prepare to fight Roy Jones Jr. But I think it's foolishness. I think it's foolishness. I don't think they should do it. But that's just me. Anyway, speaking of foolishness, I got some today's foolishness to tell y'all about. The first thing I want to talk about is Simone Biles. Y'all know our beautiful black sister Simone Biles, the gymnast who's fierce, who literally changes how gymnastics is every single time she competes, because she just keeps setting the bar higher and higher, right? So she is getting some backlash right now, and she is getting backlash because of a commercial that she did for Uber Eats as like a spokesperson. She did this commercial for Uber Eats, and also in the commercial with her is Queer Eye for the Straight Guy, I think his name is Jonathan Van Ness. So in the commercial, you see Simone comes out, she does all her flips, and then she lands she hits the landing, and then she's like, I'm gonna eat blah, 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 blah tonight. And so then Johnny Van Ness Jonathan Van Ness, he comes out too. He does his flips because he has a history of being a gymnast too. He just didn't make it to the Olympics and stuff like Simone Biles did, but he has a history. So he comes out, he does his flipping, he's like, bloop, 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 bloop. And then he lands the landing, and then he basically says the same thing, that he's going to eat what Simone is doing, but he like puts a little more sparkle on it or whatever. And so then they show like this thing, you know, Uber Eats at the bottom. And so to me, and he had the same outfit on as Simone Biles. But his was shorts and hers was a leotard. And she's like, is that my outfit? And he goes, no. And he goes, yes. And so to me, I felt like the commercial was just trying to say Uber Eats has something for everyone. It caters to everyone. Any, you know, you can get whatever you want type of thing. I took it kind of like that. But there are some people who are upset, and there's this Christian group who is criticizing the commercial, saying that it is pushing the LGBTQ agenda, which to me, it was not. To me, it looked like he was just trying to be like Simone Biles. He was trying to copy everything she did. He copied the same flip pattern she did. He copied her outfit. And then he wanted the same food she had. So to me, it was just like, and then when she goes, wait, is that my outfit? And he goes, no. And then he's like, well, yeah. To me, it was just showing like he wants to be like her in every way, even get the same food she wants. And because of that, he can get the same food by doing Uber Eats. That's how I took it. I didn't take it as pushing any type of gay agenda or anything like that. And so this group is upset and basically has been getting backlash about it. Oh, and it even says here, hold on. It says Uber Eats rolled out a series of commercials featuring the Olympic gold medalist and the Queer Eye star, in which Van Ness shows off his gymnast talents while wearing the same leotard as Biles. Then they put in quotes, anything Simone Biles can do, Jonathan Van Ness can do in his own amazing way. The tagline on the ad reads, okay, so that's what the tagline says. So I just don't, I'm so sick of these groups always thinking someone is trying to turn your daughter or son gay, which you can't do that. You're either born gay or you're not. No one can turn anyone gay. And guess what? Gay people live in our community. Like, get over it. Like, get over it. It's so annoying, like being so nasty to them because of who they love. You know, like, you don't have to agree with it. That's fine. That's your prerogative. But don't try to make it like there's always this gay agenda. I don't feel like there is. I think what people are just starting to do is they're trying to make sure they're including the gay community in things, because guess what? There are gay people who are raising children. And it would be nice for people to be able to look at TV or look at a movie and see people who look like them or who not look like them, people who are like them, and people who are like their parents. And I think that's all this everything is. It's just trying to be inclusive. And I'm just so sick of, like, it just makes me so mad because I'm a Christian. And so I get really offended when groups like this come out and say these things and they are not doing anything that's Christ-like. Like, the way you're acting and trying to shun people and, you know, not liking them because of a certain thing, that's not of Christ. Christ says, love thy neighbor. Christ says, love people for who they are. And that's not what Christ says, lead with love. Christ says, you know, I just don't understand it, y'all. I really don't. And I really hate when people like this make Christians who do walk in love and lead in love look bad. It just makes me so mad. I don't know how anyone could look at that commercial and feel like a gay agenda was being pushed. I really don't. If you look at the commercial, it literally looks like he's just trying to copy everything Simone Biles is doing. That's how I took it. So I don't know. I just want us to be better. Like, we just got to be better, y'all. Like, you ain't got to accept everything. You don't have to accept everything everyone does. You don't have to agree with it. That's what I'm trying to say. You don't have to agree with it, but you just have to, like, accept it. Like, why actively try to be hateful about it? Like, I don't understand that. I think that's weird, and I don't agree with it, you know? I think people are allowed to have their opinions, but trying to find a problem where there isn't one, they're literally, this commercial, you would have thought they put a rainbow flag across the screen and was like, support gay rights after it. No, they didn't do any of that. It literally looked like he was just trying to be like the top athlete of our time right now, the top gymnast of our time. He was trying to be like her in every way, to the point that he even put on a leotard like her. But like I said, his was shorts and hers was a leotard. I felt like that's what the commercial was trying to say. But anyway, this, I feel like it's a fight that you just can't win trying to reason. You know, you can't reason with stupid. You know that saying? I feel like that's what it is. And I'm not trying to call these people stupid, but I think finding drama in something like this is just, it's stupid. It is what it is. So anyway, that's all I got to say about that. And everyone just be kinder to each other. Like, come on. Like, we're all allowed to be different and just be who we are and have our own opinions. And I know they have their opinions. I just think it's crazy that they found, like, someone was trying to push a gay agenda with this commercial and there was backlash. Because that wasn't it. Like, I just didn't get that at all. So anyway, let's see. What else do I have in today's foolishness? Oh, one more thing. So Scott Disick. This is just real brief. Speaking of dating way too young, Scott, who was just recently dating Sophia Richie for about 3 years, they have broken up. Sophia's about 22 now, 22 or 23. I think they started dating when she was 18. Scott is, let me see if I can find how old Scott is. 37 years old. And he is now rumored to be dating 19-year-old Amelia Hamlin. Now, Amelia Hamlin is Lisa Rinna and Harry Hamlin's daughter. She's a model, and she's like a pretty big model, but she's 19 years old. And Scott is now rumored to be dating her after dating Sophia Richie for about 3 years. Now, I'm not going to go into details about how they were seen at dinner or they were seen at some Halloween party or anything like that. I just think it's foolishness. Like, what does a 37-year-old man have in common with a 19-year-old girl? And I know she's technically legal now, so she's technically an adult. So I'll say 19-year-old woman to be respectful, but what? I guess I don't understand it. Like, Scott, why do you keep dating so much younger? And why do you keep dating teens? Like, you're going to make me give you side eye. Seriously. I just think it's weird. I just don't understand what you will have in common. Not to mention this girl, she has had issues. You know, she struggles with an eating disorder. And I'm just like scared that if they don't work out, she's going to take a step backwards in her recovery, because you're constantly in recovery when you have an eating disorder. And I don't know. I just don't know if he thought this through. I think it's weird that she's 19, he's 37. I'm really just trying to understand it, and I can't. So I think it's foolishness. That's another one that's in my today's foolishness. So what do y'all think? Do y'all think it's a little bit better than the whole other guy who I was talking about, the rapper? I think his name's GLN Chopper. Do you think it's better that Scott is 37 and she's 19 because she's legal than him, who was 16, dating a 46-year-old? I mean, it definitely sounds better, but I still kind of feel like it's around the same. It's on the same level. The only thing is that Scott, at least his girl is legal because she's 19. She's not 16. I don't know. I think it's weird. I don't understand it. And it's gross. I don't know. I just don't get it. I mean, what do you have in common? Like, I don't know. Like, I have no problem with people dating younger. I have no problem. I will even date someone who's younger, but I think the youngest I will go is maybe 9 or 10 years. I wouldn't go any younger than that. And that's pushing it. The most I really want to go is like 6 to 8 years if I would date younger. But I just don't understand what people have in common, a 37-year-old and a 19-year-old. Child, it ain't for me to understand. She okay with it, her family okay with it, so I guess I gotta be okay with it too, huh? Anyway, let's see what else I got for today. Okay, so that's all I have for Hot Topics. Oh, but I do have a couple of announcements. You guys know we always do announcements towards the end. And today I just want to ask you guys, please put Al Roker, put him on the prayer list. Say a prayer for him because he is dealing with cancer right now. He is battling cancer. He just announced it, and he said that he's going to be taking some time off from the Today Show. You guys know Al Roker. He is everyone's favorite weather guy. He's been on the Today Show for years. Well, anyway, he announced that he has prostate cancer, and he said he's going to be taking time off to deal with that and to focus on his healing. And he actually said that they caught it very early, which is great, you know, and he said, but the bad thing is that it is very aggressive, which is why he's taking time off from work to just focus on that and getting better. So please keep Al Roker, you know, in your prayers, and just, you know, pray for healing, complete and total healing and restoration of his body, because what a lot of people don't know is when you go through cancer, you know, yes, the cancer is rough on you, but also the chemotherapy, if you decide to do chemo, is extremely rough on you. And so I just pray that, you know, not only that he beats this thing and kicks it, but I also pray that he has restoration, you know, complete restoration to his body and come out of this better than he ever was. So that's some news with Al Roker. I have an announcement about the Aretha Franklin biopic. So you guys know that Jennifer Hudson is going to be playing Aretha Franklin in a biopic movie that is coming out. Well, it's been pushed back. I think it was supposed to come out this year, but now it is being pushed back to, let me see. It's being pushed back to August of 2021. And I think they're pushing it back mainly because of everything that's going on with the coronavirus. Let me just skim. Yeah, it's been moved because of everything that's going on with the coronavirus. So, you know, we're going to have to wait a little longer to see Jennifer as Aretha, which I think she is going to be an amazing Aretha. She has a voice like Aretha, and I'm definitely excited to see this movie. But yeah, it's being pushed back. Oh, it was supposed to come out of January 15th of 2021. And it is being pushed back to August 13th of 2021. And it's only being pushed back, this says, because of the coronavirus. So I'm excited about it. I think it's going to be really good. Really, really good. Let's see. Anything else? Just some couples news real quick. Quick little updates. I'm not going to go into details. So there's been rumors that Evelyn Lozado is dating Mark Anthony. Not true. Turns out that he's saying that it's not true. Now, whether it's really not true, we don't know. He maybe just don't want to talk about it right now. But she has posted a couple of pictures that have the same background as Mark Anthony's home. So that could have been a drive-through, meaning just some hookups, or they're dating and he's just not ready to say that yet. So he's denying it. She ain't saying nothing. So that makes me feel like where there's smoke, there's fire, you know. And I'm trying to think, how would I like that? I think that'd be cute. I have no problem with that. I like Evelyn. I love some Mark Anthony. You know, I love his music. I went to his concert like 2 or 3 years ago at MGM, and it was so much fun. So much. That's a funny story for another time, y'all. I gotta tell y'all that story. So I wouldn't be upset with that. I would not be upset with that at all. And then another couple's news is that Lamar Odom and his fiance have broken up. Her name's Sabrina Parr. She didn't go into many details about it. All she said is that, you know, he's got a lot of work to do, and that they broke up. So I'm wishing them the best. I'm wishing Lamar the best. You know, he's had a rough few years. And he seemed like he was on the right track, but I don't know if he's had a setback or what. I don't know. And I'm wishing Sabrina the best too, you know, because she's probably for sure dealing with a broken heart right now. So yeah, that's all I got, y'all. That is all I got for Hot Topics today. I'm just going through, seeing if there's anything else. Oh, Whitney Houston and Biggie Smalls got inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame this weekend. We knew this was going to happen. We found out the news last year that they were going to be inducted this year, and it happened this past weekend. So congratulations to Whitney and Biggie, who are in heaven, for being inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. May you guys rest in peace. And let's see if anything else. No, that's it. That's all I got, y'all. So thank you so much again for joining me for this episode of Undeniably Nikki. I know it may seem a little bit like all over the place today, but like I said, I feel like I'm kind of bouncing off walls. I have so much energy, and I'm just like, I don't really know how to like bring it all in right now, just because I'm just so excited about what just happened with the election, and I am just in a better headspace right now. So I feel like I'm getting back to my old self, like my happy, bubbly self. So that might be why things feel a little bit woo with this episode. But thank you for bearing with me. Thank you for joining me for this episode. Please make sure that you are subscribed, that you are liking this episode, and that you are commenting and sharing. I appreciate it so much, and I love you guys, and I will see you next week. Bye.